Do you want to hear something really crazy about the real numbers, so about numbers given by decimal expansions? Here it is. The proportion of all those real numbers that we can describe in any meaningful way is a 0% of the set of all real numbers. So that means that 100% of all real numbers cannot be described in any meaningful way. They cannot be computed at all. Of course, there are infinitely many numbers that we can completely describe. For example, every rational number, we can completely describe its decimal expansion. Also, some irrational numbers, such as the square root of 2, or pi, or e. There are formulas, infinite series, and other types of formulas that will give me a way to compute every single digit of those numbers. However, that is some infinite amount of numbers that represents a very small proportion among all the real numbers. And that is because the set of what we call computable numbers is countable, but the real numbers is an uncountable infinity, and any countable set of an uncountable set represents a 0% in density of that set. What do I mean by a number can be described? What do we mean by a computable number? A computable number is a real number such that there is an algorithm, there is a computer program written with a finite number of characters, such that if you want to compute the real number to precision to n digits, then you feed to that program the number n, and then the computer program in a finite number of steps, and that's key, in a finite number of steps will compute your real number to that precision. It will compute the first n digits exactly of your real number. But then there is only a finite number of programs. I can write, say, with 10 characters, a finite number of programs that I can define with 11 characters, with 100 characters, with 1,000 characters. And that allows me to write down every single program that could describe a real number and then enumerate all those programs, giving me a way to count every single number, every single real number that can be described by one of these machines. And that would make the computable numbers countable, which means that the numbers that cannot be computed are uncountable, and therefore the proportion of computable numbers to all the real numbers is 0%. What?